Hey, this is Notser, and today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Tier 9 Premium Soviet Cruiser, Kronshtadt. We're on the map north. This is a great game. The build is on the screen. I do go for a maneuverability build. I really believe strongly in it. It just sets you apart from other battleships. And of course, since it's Soviet, I'm firing a lot of AP because the velocity is insane. But this game is outstanding. I have had many comments, what do you think of the Kronshtadt? Do you think the Kronshtadt is worth it? And honestly, before the last couple of games in my Kronshtadt, I didn't have a good feel for the Kronshtadt. But this game, this game is going to show you just how powerful it can be. So right off the bat, we got two citadels on enemy Hindenburg, who is admittedly sailing pretty broad. He's just sailing too casually, and yeah, friendlies were able to follow up and finish him off. Enemy Salem in a very powerful position. He's camping behind an island. He's radar. We can't get close enough, and I can't get the good enough angle to engage him effectively, so I sort of want to go out to the western side of the map. And as I'm headed out there, I definitely have a shot on this guy. I can't believe I have a shot on him, but I do. Now, while all this is going on, enemy Yamato is in the background, sailing back, because he is definitely in for some punishment if he moves forward. But I'm still spotted. Why am I spotted? There's an enemy DD somewhere out west, inside of the range of the guns. And clearly he sent torpedoes that are hitting friendlies, unfortunately. And I'm very aware that he is somewhere out there, but I can't really do anything about it, and the Salem is retreating. He's trying to get more concealed by the island. I decide to use the radar. Clearly not what I should have done, because the enemy DD is not as far forward as I would have expected at this point, just based on the torpedoes. He might just be barely outside of my radar detection, but inside of my detection itself as a ship. So very, very, very close. But can't really worry about that right now. We've got to help take out the enemy Salem. And what a weird angle for a citadel. Didn't need a citadel, didn't look for a citadel, but we got a citadel. And we'll be able to capture this flank relatively easily. And as we move back after the capture, enemy Jean Bar is in range of the guns, so I decided, I'm going to fire on him and see what sticks, of course, with AP. Doesn't do as much as I would hope, but it's all right. Now, the enemy has a 2-base-to-1 advantage, and we have a deficit of points, but we are in the process of capturing B point, and the friendly DD, Harugamo, has harassed that Kagero that was initially on the western flank all the way back home. The enemy Yamato has fully retreated, and he's actually coming back in another way. But we're doing okay. We are not out of the game completely, but we're certainly not looking good right now. So I had to try and make something of this flank. I'm trying to find broadside targets who are vulnerable to fire. And this enemy Gorosakuo first is a broadside target that is vulnerable to fire. Every time I fire at him, though, I'm being concealed, which is great. That tells me that there's no other DD that could be out there trying to keep me spotted and my teammates spotted, so I could focus 100% on going after this guy. Now, of course, as we're outside of the area, and yes, my cat, this was during a cat game. Funny enough, just random thought, this is a game where my cat joined me on my stream. If you're not familiar with my stream, I stream at twitch.tv/Notser, and I play with my cats. My cats love to sit on my lap and hang out. Multiple vision goofs in this game are due to the cat rolling his face on the keyboard. That's why the minimap went that way. But it's a really chill stream if you're interested. And, ooh, nice salvo on that Hindenburg. The Kronshtadt is really consistent at getting the citadel of those Hindenburgs. You can't just blindly ignore angling because everything's going to overpin or fail to penetrate the citadel Hindenburgs when a Kronshtadt is in the game. You just can't do that. But note, as we fired on the Hindenburg, I'm detected before I even fire. That enemy DD, whose last known position was just outside of my radar range, he has moved inside of my base detection range. And because of that, I decided to use radar. And initially I was like, oh no, another radar that doesn't tell us anything. But no, we do see the gearing. And I'm going to fire on the gearing. Friendly cruiser can also fire on him. We get a single shell to stick in a ship. Does almost 3k. Not bad. And he's going to drop off right before I can fire once again. Since I can't fire on the enemy gearing, I'm going to fire on the enemy Ibuki, who up until that shot, very lazy, but 2 citadels, 19,000 damage, and oh, the gearing thought he was going to be cheeky. Either you sent torpedoes against me or the Zhao, doesn't matter, it's scouted, and hopefully the Zhao will be fine. But my teammates are doing a good job. The kid just killed the enemy Fletcher. We have the same kill count on ships. The enemy does have 2 battleship kills for our 2 DD kills, basically. So they have a point advantage, but this Ibuki's very close to dying. I really hope that this is the shot that leads to his downfall. It looks good. And yes, it was good. Enemy Ibuki taken out. We're still down, but we have an advantage on ships. And the southern side of the map, it looks like the enemy is pushing forward. I'm going to try and get some flanking fire on them. It's always a good idea for you to not pay 100% attention to only your flank. Consider the crossfire potential, especially in something like a Soviet cruiser. Every ship that's in your gun range is a viable target. And this enemy Cleveland looks to try and aim at me. This is kind of developing into a very dangerous situation. We have the Jean Bar, who could use his main battery reload and pump AP shells into me. This is giant island that I'm trying to use to conceal against the enemy Jean Bar. Cleveland is clearly firing over an island into my position, and we have multiple enemy ships on the southern side. Basically, free will. There's nothing there. Look at how low all my teammates are. We get another citadel on that Hindenburg, a giant shot, and I'm trying to slow down my speed just in time to get another one out. He takes another big citadel from a friendly. Enemy North Carolina shows up, of course. We get another citadel on the Hindenburg. Just ridiculous how many citadels we've gotten on him. But then the enemy Jean Bar, he takes out a Des Moines on that other flank, who was low. I'm sort of slow in front of this North Carolina, and I don't want to be. I want to continuously contribute to the other flanks because I don't know that my teammates have enough health to deal with the problem on their own. And I love that about the Kronshtadt. It can deal with a lot of different problems. It's got a great reload and has good gun range, gun velocity that can consistently deal with that. But as I'm turning back, note that I was detected. And it wasn't detected because my guns were firing. I'm detected because the enemy DD is right on the edge of my ship detectability. And that edge is a lot farther away from the radar. So I have to decide, okay, why was I being undetected? Well, it could be that island. That island could have been the culprit, and oh my god, the North Carolina just brutalizes my ship. In return, all 3 shells make contact with the gearing. What kind of dispersion is that, right? But I have to angle away because this North Carolina, I did not expect that. He just walloped me, and he's moving forward aggressively into B point. So I have to give ground, and as I'm giving ground, it's being opened up for another Jean Bar. This is really bad. We've got 3 enemy ships that all are interested in firing and keeping me spotted, and I can't really afford to return fire on any of them. I'm just ducking and diving, and I'm hoping that they'll miss their shots. Leave me alone. I've got to live for a minute without any heal, and this is just a terrible situation. Look how low everyone is. The Zhao is pretty much the only ship with at least 50% of his life left. Everyone is under 30 or 40%. 20, 10%. This is not looking good at all. The enemy team is far more healthy, and I was so thankful to miss these shots because of the range, and Still, the gearing of all people, he's totally pushing into us, keeping us spotted for his team. But thankfully, the gearing is concealed. He must have moved behind an island, so when I fired, I didn't bloom back up and stay revealed. That was a safe salvo, but not anymore. So something else has moved into line of sight. Maybe the gearing once again, island. Maybe the Jean Bar, who maybe has superior concealment. And I'm just trying to get as much distance. Yep, Jean Bar trying to fire. So close. So low. I have to use my last heal. And this is all the health I'm going to have for the rest of the game. Look at how low everyone is. Cleveland, North Carolina, all my teammates. Enemy Jean Bar still firing on me. Angle, angle, angle. Looks like we'll be good with this salvo. Yes, yes, indeed. Yamato knocks out the North Carolina, but the Jean Bar knocks out a friendly. I'm trying to get this guy dead. Please, leave me alone. And it breaks line of sight. So that means the gearing is not out in the open. In fact, I think the gearing is in the process of capturing. And he tried to torpedo me. Nice try, gearing. The gearing is in the process of capturing B point. I think it was a power play by the enemy. The North Carolina, the Jean Bar, and the gearing all were moving at the same time to take B. They see how low my teammates are. Look, the gearing has line of sight on the Yamato. I've got to fire. I've got to try and keep him alive. It doesn't matter that it's a bad shot. It has to happen. We have to try and discourage this gearing from ending my friend. And, of course, the Jean Bar, he is completely aware of it. And he's not wanting to fire on me. So that tells me he wants to point blank the Yamato. And I think he dunks it into the island. Yamato's able to return fire. The secondaries are going off. I don't know if he has main battery reload. Friendlies are trying to fire. Oh, of course, terrible dispersion. Please kill him before he kills the friendly. And we killed him. But he was able to contribute, plus the gearing, to killing the Yamato. And we're still not out of this game yet. The enemy's capturing B point. I have to come back forward. Multiple friendlies are literally a shot from dead. The Kid, the Des Moines. I still have one radar left, and I still see that the gearing is moving to the north. So I want to try and exploit this. Fire on the broadside with AP, get it to stick in the ship. The gearing's dodging. God, the dispersion. But he drops off detection. And the last dodge that he did, it looked like he was coming towards me. And maybe that was an effort to line of sight the friendly Des Moines, who is moving out into the open. And oh yes, he's going to have a shot on the gearing. The Kid takes a shot from the gearing. God, this game is so insane. Every single target, barely alive. And I definitely am not going to let this guy escape. I'm holding onto radar until I absolutely have to use it. But I don't have to. He's revealed. We, of course, overpin everything. He's barely alive. And the friendly takes the kill. Yeah, can't make this up. But we have 50 seconds left. And the enemy has 2 bases to our 1. If we don't capture the base, we will lose the game. So I have to move forward towards it. I'm trying so desperately to capture the base, but it's not going to be in time. And unfortunately, that leaves only one option. We have to kill the Grossakua first in 25 seconds. Yeah. First salvo, dunked it into the island, and I'm just, oh, okay. We're going to have one more shot. The guns are reloaded. We have 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds left. We have about 6 seconds of travel time. We fire the guns with 6 seconds left. Is it going to be enough in time? Did we get the shot out? We did! We did! And it could not have been closer. I think the game was ending just as the shells were making contact with his ship. And oh my god, I have never been a part of a closer game. That was so clutch. The whole stream was ecstatic. Just an absolutely insane way to end a game. Over 1 million credits earned, 4 kills. We got the Squid, Dreadnought, 142,000 damage done, Citadel, base capture. I can't believe we did it. I had no idea in the moment that that shot was going to be that close. If it was an American cruiser, it wouldn't have had the gun velocity. It wouldn't get there in time. We earned 2,987 base XP. Yamato right behind us on our team. Great job. Absolutely super carried by a couple on our team. That was a crazy game. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.